Last night, we had the incredible opportunity to be in the building, in the Loud House that became the Big House for the national championship for this March Madness's completion. For the one shining moment, headed Dusty May and the boys from Ann Arbor. Now, Dusty's in his second year as head coach for Michigan. Last year, they win the Big Ten title, regular season, I believe, or something along those lines, and then they end up losing in the tourney. This year, they are now 37-3 is how their record will stand against the test of time on who's the best team of all time in college hoops. Certainly in Michigan's history, it's this squad, which they even self-described themselves as hearing the chatters about them being mercenaries. All five of them brought in for Dusty May. All five of them are now national champs alongside the rest of the program. Congrats to them representing the Big Ten, who now has national championships in everything. Is the North taking over the South in athletics? Because the transfer portal and the NIL have now allowed the alumni from these northern universities that most of them come from business schools and have some sort of job where they're able to go ahead and give $100,000 a year instead of going to somewhere else. Maybe I would like to see where charities are doing. Sure. I'd like to see how charities are actually doing in this particular time. But there's a lot of people, CEOs, CMOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, people that come from these business schools and these professional schools, the law firms, everything that come out of these state schools and these Big Ten schools. They all are being told by their universities, hey, we'll treat you like gods back here at this school that you love so much. We just ask if you could potentially help our sports teams. And these people are. And if they win, they're going to continue to do as such. And the people in Michigan, they're parking Bentleys in front of their houses. They're pulling up to the dormitory riding in Rolls Royces. I mean, you got billionaires' kids and billionaires' kids going to these particular institutions. Michigan more likely, and also richest guy on earth who owns an island of the Hawaiian Islands, just so happens to be with a lady who loves Michigan. So, oh yeah, I'll pay $20 million for you guys to get a quarterback. I mean, that's what's happening at these northern schools. And now, granted, you can't just buy up a championship. You can certainly buy talent that can maybe come together, become a team, and dominate everybody like this Michigan team did all season long. They had 3 losses, obviously, out of 40 goes, but throughout the tournament, they were ass kickers. And last night, they had to play a completely different style of ball because Dan Hurley and UConn slowed them down, and they were still able to get the dub. They win by 6.
Ooh.
UConn plus 6.5 obviously hits. Dan Hurley now 19-1 in his last 20 tournament games against the spread. They lose, keep it close. Couldn't hit a shot for the life of them. We're in there. I mean, hour 45 minutes go by. I don't think I saw UConn hit a shot. I don't think I saw UConn actually knock down a shot. Was it because of sightlines? You know, Michigan, Dusty May, he was able to take the boys out to the Big House, and they were seeing with that big stadium. Yeah. UConn stadium too small?
Yes, definitely.
So Dan Hurley couldn't do their football stadium too small?
Yep. Right.
So Dan Hurley couldn't do that? Was this potentially the UConn football's fault? Is that what we could potentially be blaming in this entire thing? Or can we just understand that this Michigan team, maybe a bunch of mercenaries, that guy's having a good time. Michigan fans are having a good time last night. Maybe they were a bunch of people brought together. But how you cultivate a culture to become a champion is just something that people will be asking Dusty May and the boys for a long time. Big Ten wins again, Ty.
Yeah, you know, no surprise there. We kind of have talked about this for months now, how the Big Ten is the premier sports league in the nation. And now I'm just kind of feeling it for, you know, guys like Brett Yormark and Greg Sankey and all these other conference commissioners who are going to keep, you know, kind of pounding the drum that, hey, our league deserves more teams in, you know, more bids, et cetera, et cetera. But the reality is, and they know it, you know, they're kind of just playing for second place and everything. So I can imagine why that would be tough.
I don't love the stat that Hembo sent in because Sankey's going to hate this too. And our friends down in the South aren't going to love this. And I love SEC culture.
Sure.
I love the SEC atmosphere. Not all of them love me. So I'm letting you know, this is me loving something that is an unrequited love.
Yeah, unrequited.
There it is, unrequited love with them. So I appreciate the SEC, but we've been talking about the North. I've been talking about it since the beginning. Okay, I've been talking about it since the beginning. You give I know a lot of these people. I'm from Pittsburgh. I mean, Penn State is right there. It's one of the biggest things. I know a lot of Ohio State people. We live in the middle of Big Ten country. They all have a little bit. Every one of them has a little bit of money. Then obviously there's more than a slew of them that have a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. And all of them are being told they can help sports. All of them feel cool if they're helping sports. All of them want to help sports. And just having the moment of getting to go down to the locker room afterwards and dap up the boys is enough for some of these guys and women who are in these very high positions of power and money to go, yeah, I'll give $5-10 million to go ahead and do this just for that moment with their kids who are potentially in school there, because there's a lot of generational shit going on. It's like the Big Ten has that everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the SEC doesn't, because obviously the SEC is going to continue to have success. But 4 consecutive college football games, college football playoff games against the SEC, the Big Ten. 5-0 versus the SEC in the 2026 basketball tournament. And then UCLA women beat 2 SEC teams in the route to their national championship. Remember, UCLA, part of the North now.
Yeah.
Yeah, always have been.
Part of the North.
Always have been.
Part of the North.
UCLA, USC, Oregon.
I mean, that's just Big Ten.
Yep.
North, that's kind of how the North just kind of goes.
Exactly.
Now.
The right side.
It's crazy. We didn't decide it.
Didn't make the rules.
But Petitti's walking into these conversations now.
Man.
Oh, hey, Sankey, good to see you, man. Man, our relationship 4 years ago is vastly different than it is now, isn't it? Yes, it is. And Sankey's going, we got to get this back to what, right? And Petitti's like, actually, we have a couple clauses we would like to add to some of these. It is crazy how the power struggle is kind of going right now. Obviously, those two are going to continue to do that. But don't look, the Big 12, I mean, they're going to continue to try to build in this entirety. I think college sports is going to continue to grow because of the investment. But there's going to be maybe a new lay of the land, and it's already starting to turn a little bit in the sports world. One half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP tone. Lay of the land is sportsbooks beat our ass normally. That's kind of how it goes. But it feels like Big 10 against SEC. Feels like a little bit of a run right now for the North.
Yeah, it's definitely a run. Obviously, you have the trifecta of champions the last 3 years in college football. Then you have basketball, and then you have wrestling. And I believe, I thought I saw the Washington, one of women or men's, one soccer. So absolutely done right now.
Big Ten has the number 1 baseball team in the country.
I like that you tried to shoehorn the Big 12 in there. That was hilarious.
Big 12's coming. Big 12's coming.
They run rifle.
Yeah, we run rifle.
You're right.
Our baseball team's good. Cody Campbell still exists.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Yeah, he still
That's
exists.
1 out of 16.
And they got embarrassed by Oregon in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I forgot.
We're coming. You guys just there's
Up
different
and up.
levels to the climb.
Up and up.
Trust the climb.
Who's got the college basketball crown right now?
Who does?
West Virginia Mountaineers.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. I already forgot about that. I need to remember that whenever you're talking out of pocket about the Big 12. Both of you. Okay.
I did.
Listen, I love it. I'm adopted by the Big Ten. I love it. I've never been happier in my life.
Me too. I'm a Big East guy. I'm pulling for the Big Ten. But on that note, Big East loser last night. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Ballers.
Yep.
Hey, baby, D-Barge.
Here in 4 years, we got 2. In the last, obviously, 4. So, what, first
Sweet
one
hat.
for the Big Ten in
26
26 years.
So, I mean, pump the brakes. You got 3 in football, obviously, but SEC dominated for a while here. We'll see. We'll see how they sustain the success that they're having.
Where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up at?
South Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you guys doing good down there in the South. Things are happening down there.
Miami, number 1 recruiting class.
Oh wait, did you
Trying
They're
to get
gonna.
there.
ACC.
That's gonna continue.
Coach Candle, he's
lose the national
Spinning.
championship in football and basketball?
well. No, I mean football.
T-Bud.
I'm a fan. The
yeah,
basketball.
like-
I'm an alum.
So, yes, the
so
answer is
I
yes.
lost in basketball.
I heard you were pouting last night.
You're pouting a little
Big
bit.
time pouting.
How
Big
far did you
time
have to walk to get the Uber?
I walked the Gumpy spot.
Oh, you
What
just
was
went
that?
straight
Probably
to his
about
place.
I went to his place. Me and Bruce.
It's a good idea.
Boom.
Become a downtown boy. Foxy had to walk 2 miles last night after the stadium. He went the
Yeah, it
wrong
was
way.
far.
Yeah, he walked the wrong way.
Oh,
He
jeez.
went out there.
Were you
Well,
wearing
that was
Michigan
the
State
Uber
stuff, too?
pickup spot.
Nah,
I didn't get it.
You got to go to the backside, brother. Now, there was some interesting turns where I was headed, but yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It was great. Thank you to Indianapolis. Shout out to Indianapolis. A man who was at that is joining us, but not first, ladies and gentlemen. A former national champion representing the Big Ten, a Ryder Cup winner, a legend of a human, A.J. Hawk is here.
Yeah.
Hawker, the Big Ten kind of just rubbing it in everybody's face, it feels like at this point. Michigan, or as you like to say, a team above us, and Michigan, and all
how it
those
goes.
things. What are your thoughts on last night's game and the Big Ten being as dominant as it is, and potentially Dusty May and this Michigan basketball team running this thing forever in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, Michigan, I feel like UConn ran into an absolute juggernaut. Like, what are you going to do? This Michigan team, like, watching from the jump, and you guys already talked about on the show, like, when they would chase down and swat dudes, like, every time anyone in UConn went to the hoop, you had to worry about 5 dudes flying in and ending your life and swatting the ball and then taking it and going the other way. So, yeah, credit to Michigan, man. They played so hard.